Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first podcast in this AI series. My name is Nicholas. I'm an AI expert at Customer Collective, and I'm here today with Jeroen from Winston. Hey, Jeroen, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Nicholas. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to this interesting discussion that we will have about AI. It is really changing our way of working in legal practices.
Yeah, you guys done some amazing stuff, but maybe first before we dive into the specific, can you maybe tell a bit about who you are and who or what Winston is?
Yeah. So I'm Jeroen Vellet. I am the innovation manager at Winston. Winston is a fully data-driven law firm, and where we focus us on the B2C markets. So we are helping people with legal advice, legal aid, legal assistance, everything that a normal law firm is doing, but we doing it from a data perspective.
All right, interesting. So, first thing that I want to talk about is that we've done some pretty cool things together. Like we've built together an AI lead generation engine together with Winston. I've been using it a lot in my slides. I've talked about this case a lot because I think it's really brilliant to see how AI lead gen and value creation could be done together. Because a lot of times lead generation is just an email address for a stupid ebook or stupid downloadable that nobody reads. But what you guys did was something really, really innovative and interesting. Can you maybe tell a bit more to the listeners what exactly it was that you guys built?
Yeah. So one step back, Winston is a data-driven agent or a law firm, and what is very important for us is leads generation. So everything starts from a very well data set, and everything is also focusing on enriching that data set. So for our practice, everything is important, but lead generation is one of the most important things. So we started very easy and very simple with SEA marketing. But at some point in time, we also thought it might be interesting to start with a AI engine or AI tool for that lead generation. One of the topics or laws in law that we are doing is traffic law. And for the traffic law, especially for traffic law, what is the issue over there? So people are receiving a writ of summons, so a citation. They have to go to court, but the only thing that they know is that they will be, or they make an infraction on rule or article 31 of the traffic code. And their problem was that they don't know what will be the penalty, what sanction can I receive, or what is the sanction on that infraction. And together with you, we created a AI tool whereby a client can very simple, upload their writ of summons, and our AI tool will say what is the possible penalty that they will receive.
So I imagine that building something like that is not that easy. Like you said already in the beginning, your AI agent is only as good as the data that you feed it into. And I guess that this specific thing allowed you to narrow it down, like you said, to that traffic law part. But what are some of the biggest challenges that you saw when building this kind of lead generation mini agent?
So first of all, it is important. Most of the people they receive a letter, so a writ of summon. There's a bailiff that comes to your door, gives you a piece of paper, and the first step is how to convert that piece of paper into a readable document for AI. So you have the OCR scanning that we have to introduce, so that a simple picture can be read by the AI agent or the AI tool that we have. And once that happens, we should connect what is the content of that writ of summons, and then we should connect it with the correct articles of law. And in a second phase, we should also be in a position to link that article with the penalty or the possible penalty that they could receive.
And then can you explain us which kind of AI engine you used in the backend? Was it mainly OpenAI and a fine-tuned OpenAI model that you used
Yeah,
for all of this?
yeah, yeah, indeed. And that in combination with our own vector store to process that file and to connect the correct legal explanation regarding that specific infraction.
Okay, nice. And that's very clear on like the backend code, what is running there. So OpenAI, fine-tuned model, vector store to do RAG, I guess that you're
Yeah, indeed.
using it for as a process. What do you use? What did you use on the front end? Because in the end, I believe that AI is really nice technology, but for the user in the front end, it doesn't have to feel like AI. It needs to just feel like magic, and it needs to feel like a really easy interface that people can interact with and that they get magic back and that it just feels like a perfect customer experience.
Yeah, it's quite simple. We had our own web page, Winston AI. They can surf to it. They upload the document and they receive an answer immediately in a chatbot.
Okay, yeah, so chatbot is the interface. Yeah, all right. Really nice. When you were building this, did you encounter some kind of issues that you think like, okay, that was really something that we learned along the way? If someone else is doing this kind of same thing with a chatbot or with a trained model to use it for lead generation, these are challenges that we faced and that's maybe now other people can learn from?
We started a couple of years ago, so we were very pioneering AI and AI marketing. And the thing was over there that some people were scared about uploading documents, sensitive documents in a AI tool.
Hmm.
But nowadays, everyone is talking about AI. Security issues are more or less overcome or they are okay. People trust AI. The only thing that they ask is my data secure? But nowadays, all the big players in the market, they are ensuring that all the data is protected and there is no security issues anymore. The second thing is that they also fear accuracy. In the beginning, accuracy was indeed a big problem. But when you are using the right models, if you are using the correct vector stores, are you using the correct file search engines, there you can ensure that the accuracy is also not a problem anymore.
When you're testing and running this and building this kind of things, do you then already test it and build it on the high end models? Like you say, it's very important to pick the right model, or do you there make a difference that when you're building things, testing things, you just do local models or more stupid models, or do you immediately go for the top tier models? Because it can tend to be very expensive then if it's a very successful marketing campaign, for example.
Yeah, everything goes with the correct accuracy. And if you're working with local models, it's very hard to ensure that the accuracy is indeed very good. So what you have to do is also, from the beginning, you should reach for the big models, the big players in the market, because then you know that accuracy is no problem at all.
Hmm. Are you able to share with us which model you used on the backend?
This is confidential information, unfortunately.
But I could only try, right? You know, I
Yeah,
could
indeed.
only try. Okay, but that was already very interesting. So this is a very specific case with the chatbot. You said that you were already busy with AI and AI in marketing for a very long time. I assume there are other experiments that you've done with AI and marketing. Can we first talk about that?
Yeah. So Winston starts in 2021, I think. In the beginning, it was all SEA, but for us, it's very important that because we are a growing business, that we generate enough leads to ensure that all the lawyers have enough workload, enough cases to handle. AI is a game changer when it comes to making a prognose of it. So how much budget should we spend? Which cases will come in? And if we reflect on that cases, how much workload is this? Is this enough for our lawyers that they have enough work each day? And this is also something that is quite impressive, is the way that we can forecast the incoming leads based on the budget that we spend on SEA, for instance, and
And is
also in
this
combination with SEO. So we know SEO-wise how much leads that will come in. We know SEA-wise how much leads we can generate. And to combine this, link this, connect this with the amount of lawyers that we have, because we are growing. There are 5 new lawyers that are starting up in Antwerp in the coming months. So to be sure that all those lawyers have enough work to do, we know already how much leads that we should generate.
then indeed you know if I put this in, this gets out. So that predictive model helps you to scale up your budgets and make sure that
Yeah.
the work is done. Um, is this something that you've built yourself, Jeroen, based on all the data and connecting your SEO, SEA, your I guess your CRM or ERP system to really measure the entire funnel? Something you build yourself, or is this external software that you're using?
So we started with a trust day before it was a fight club. In the beginning, there we collected all the data. We also saw the seasonalities of leads coming in. Once now our data set is very, very big and now can use Power BI tools to forecast the incoming leads, the budgets, and also very important is which kind of cases. If we hire a lawyer that is specialized in family law, then we should be sure that the incoming cases are enough for that lawyer that is specialized in family law, for instance. So also AI helps us to collect the right cases and to collect the right leads that are coming in. So based on all that information, we can indeed put a focus on personal and family law, traffic law, criminal law, depending on the lawyers that are working over here, and also the leads in the market, because the market in legal is very, 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 very big.
All right, that's super interesting. Like we've mainly talked now about data and interpreting that data, doing extremely smart things with data. Of course, there was now a huge Gen AI boom as well, with generating visuals, generating blog content, all this kind of other asset generation videos as well. Is this also something that you guys are doing something with, that you're experimenting with?
Yeah.
Maybe either both in the marketing as maybe somewhere deeper down into your processes? Can you share something about that?
Yes, so since a couple of months we have our internal marketeer. So his job is to experiment with all the new tools that are on the market. And for us, I think the new tools, for instance, the video and all the things that you can do with AI and videos, we can make a distinction between customer branding. So, for instance, explain in 1 minute how someone can divorce from his wife or husband, but also from the HR perspective. How looks a lawyer's life or a day in a lawyer's life here at Winston? So we can also use our lawyers working over here, doing some reels, doing some shorts, and use that information and that kind of content for our HR branding, because HR is also important. I can say even important than just customer branding, because
Mm-hmm.
we can have a lot of leads, but we need a lot of lawyers to deal with
Of
all those
course.
cases.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
AI and all the new tools on the market regarding videos, testimonials, and whatever, we can use them for both sides of marketing.
Yeah, and am I correct that you then mainly use it for editing purposes? Like you're recorded normally still with real people, not with AI
Yeah,
generated people, and then you use the tools to make your life easier in terms of editing purposes,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Because AI people, if I can call them that way, if we look to the customer side, if you have a legal problem, you want to get legal advice from a real human,
Mm-hmm.
and showing the people that are working here can be a trigger for them that say, okay, I'm confident about them. I can see someone that is a person that will deal with my case. So I will go to Winston and ask Winston to help me to solve my legal problem. The same goes for HR branding, because HR branding as well, everyone wants to know who are the people that I will be working with when I join a firm. So then it's important to show the people that are working here and show their real lives. So when they are coming in and when we recruit and they start working here, they have also a kind of trust in, okay, this is, for instance, Elise or this is Wouter or whatever. They know them already from the videos. And then it's kind of confidence that you create there.
Yeah, I think that's a super interesting insight that AI can help you accelerate your content production. But in the end, if you're in a business like yours where trust and expertise is so super important, you should still keep on pushing the real people forward, because that in the end will just be the way forward and the way that people trust you and want to do business with you, right? So that's
Yeah,
a really
indeed.
interesting insight. Maybe another thing that I want to talk about is I know that we've already talked about the chatbot and it was lead generation, but what I remember, Jeroen, from our last conversation is that you guys were building a full AI-powered agency kind of for lawyers where the business model is also completely different. And I was really triggered by that because I also believe that in the service business, where now AI is really disrupting the way that we service our clients, the way that they expect service, the way that we need to bill our clients, all that is changing. And agencies, if I can just, if I'm just talk about my own experience from a marketing agency, I know that lawyers is not really a typical agency, but it's kind of similar behind the screens. So our kind of industry is really being disrupted, and I believe that the agencies that are not going to change, they're going to lag behind, and they won't exist here anymore in 3-4 years. So
Yeah,
therefore, when we talked earlier, I was really triggered by what you guys are building there, or maybe I think you've already released the first version of that. Can you maybe explain our listeners a little bit more about what it is that you're building and why?
yeah. First of all, some words about Winston. I didn't mention it, but what is the USP of Winston is that we are providing legal assistance against fixed prices. So if someone has a problem, they come to us, we give them a fixed price, and they are happy because there is no financial uncertainty or whatever. They know, okay, Winston's help will cost me X amount of euros. And for them, we break down a problem in several steps, and each step has a fixed price. For instance, they start with a consultation costs X amount of euros. Then you have to go to court for a hearing will cost X amount of euros. The thing is, if you are in a law firm, each law firm has as business model an hourly rate model. At Winston, we work at fixed prices, so this is a value-based model. In all the other law firms, most of them, they work against an hourly rate. But how can you make the connection between hourly rates and AI, which is making their work more easy, more efficient? This is a contradiction because how much nowadays, if they are working a lot of hours, they make a lot of money. But AI focuses it on making the work as easy as possible, as fast as possible. So when they are using AI, they will have a problem that at the end of the month, their turnover will be lower than if they would work against just an hourly rate.
But the
So
value created for the end customer is the same.
yeah, so Winston, value-based model. AI is an enabler for boosting our profits because we can handle more cases during day or during a month or whatever. For the other ones that are working against at the hourly rate, they will have a problem. If I can generate a notice of default, for instance, or a trial brief or a written summons, and normally I work for 6 or I spend 6-7 hours for a task. First I do a consultation, then I analyze the case documents and so on, and then they start drafting. Our new tool, the name of it is Alice. We use AI to speed up that process, but also we are able to help the lawyer with a more deep reasoning in their case. Just as an example, one of our features is the argument builder. So a case is coming for a lawyer. They are uploading all the documents in our system. Our system will run an analysis of the case. They will see who is the parties, what are their positions, are there any contradictions, are there any statement faults, are there any missing documents, and so on. And then you have the feature of Ask Alice, which is a feature that allows lawyers to ask questions to their case, but also start with, okay, please generate me a legal memo on the chances of success if I would go to court. Alice, what will Alice do? They will look into the case documents. They will connect this with the legal doctrine, so case law, articles of a professor, and so on. They will connect those two and provide you with an output that is can be used in practice. That can be a memo, but can also be, for instance, a writ of summons, because it's all the same principle. You have facts, you have the law, and then you need an output. And one of them is, for instance, the argument creator. The name, the title of our feature is indeed covering what we are doing. I would like to make an argument. For instance, the terms and conditions are not applicable on this case. What we are doing, again, we have the facts, and there you will see some reference to the terms and conditions. We look into what the law is saying, what are the professors saying, and what are the case law saying about that issue. We connect both, and we are generating an argument, and that argument they can very easy use in their trial brief. So a trial brief that they will present to court. So which makes a lawyer's life very easy.
Yeah, really impressive the way that you guys have built that, and that you're disrupting, I guess, the entire way that a lot of your other competitors in Belgium and in Europe are still doing business.
The fun thing about Winston and Alice is that they are focusing on both sides of legal sector in a broad sense. First of all, with Winston, we are targeting the customer. We are a B2C law firm, but at Alice, we are targeting the law firms and the way they
Oh,
are working.
nice. Yeah.
So, from my perspective, doing both businesses, we are covering the legal sector at once. So we are a supplier for law firms, but we are also a supplier for the customer.
All right, good. That was very interesting, Jeroen. So I remember, I now summarize that if people have legal issues, if I have a traffic fine, I should go to Winston and get my lawyer there. And if I have friends who are lawyers and want to have a bit more productivity in their life, they should work with Alice, right?
Yeah, indeed. And they can buy a license.
That's great. Good. Thank you so much, Jeroen, for your insights. I think there was a lot of interesting stuff shared. Specifically, that it's not just only image generation, video generation, but that AI can really be part of the way that you generate business, that you generate leads, provide value on top with the data and the info you have in the back. Don't forget to use AI when creating predictive models, using your SEO or SEA data to predict how much business you will get. I think that's a very smart takeaway as well. And then Jeroen actually took it one step further, not only implement AI top of the funnel, but really build an entire business around it so that it increases productivity and that the value output for the end user stays the same. Was that a good summary of our conversation, Jeroen?
Yes, you nailed it.
All right, good. Then, if you found this interesting, know that there are two more upcoming webinars. There's one about revolutionizing CX, and that's going to be next Tuesday. And then we have one on June 10th about the impact of AI on loyalty and retention. Those also will be followed by a podcast. And I saw that there's a really, really cool podcast already recorded that I'm very curious to see the results from. Thank you so much, Jeroen, for being here. Thank you all very much for listening, and I hope to see you in one of our next podcasts. Ciao.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye bye.